Can someone please remember this for each and every classes? Okay, if I forgot to record, please remember this. Okay, so this one is a pentagon method. I will tell you once again. Okay, so you have to create a horizontal line. After that, you have to create two inclined lines with an angle of 72 degree. So if you are creating this line, you will be getting another two more corners. So after that, you can take your compass with the side value of the pentagon. Okay, so you can create two arcs. So you can place your compass needle exactly at point C and also exactly at point E. So you can create a two arcs like this. So the intersecting point will be called as D. So you can connect point C to D and also you can connect point E to D. So this is the exact procedure to create a pentagon. So if you want to create a side pentagon, you can create a diagram like this. Okay, sorry. Can create a diagram like this. So this one is a side pentagon. So the angle of this should be 72 degree. Okay, and also the angle of this should be 72 degree. If you want to create a corner pentagon, you can create a vertical line like this. So after that, you have to draw a diagram left to this line. So that means you can create a 72 degree line like this. So the angle is 72 degree. Here the angle is 72 degree. So now you can take your compass. You can create two arcs. So you can connect that two arcs, these two corners. So this one will be a corner pentagon. So your first classwork problem for today's class is that you have to create a pentagon like this with a side value of 50 mm. Is it clear? Any doubts? Now please remember one thing, if you don't know how to create a pentagon with the exact dimension, உன்னோட ப்ராப்ளம் நீ சால்வ் பண்ணாலும் சரி, இந்த ஸ்டார்டிங் தப்புனா it will be marked as 0. So for our second unit, third unit and fourth unit, fifth unit, you need to know how to draw a pentagon and hexagon. So that is the first step of your diagram. If you fail to create the first step, then the mark will be awarded as 0. Okay, is it clear? Okay, so next I will tell you how to create a hexagon. So this is your second classwork diagram for today's class. So for creating a hexagon, again you have to create a horizontal line. Okay, so after that you can create an two inclined line with an angle of 60 degree. Okay, two inclined line with an angle of 60 degree. So next you have to project a vertical line from point A and a vertical line from point B. So this is not a component line. So you can create this line with your 2H pencil. Okay. So next you can take your compass. Okay. So with the value of the side value, that means if a side value of the hexagon is 30 mm, you can take your compass with a value of 30 mm. Okay. So you can take your compass. So you can place the needle of the compass exactly at this point. That means point C, and you can place a point exactly at point F. So now you can cut an arc, particularly the arc should meet the vertical line. So there you will be getting another two more points, that means two corners. You can connect these two corners with the previous points. That means you can connect these two corners with the point C, and also you can connect a point with the point F. Okay, so now you can create a horizontal line like this. So this is the exact procedure to create a hexagon. So here the side value of this hexagon is 30 mm. Okay, so your classwork problem is that you have to create a hexagon with a side value of 30 mm. So this kind of hexagon is called as corner hexagon. Okay, so this one is a corner hexagon because you are having a corner exactly at the left side of this diagram. So this one is a corner hexagon. If you want to create a side hexagon, you have to create a hexagon like this. Okay, so here you are initially you are creating a horizontal line. So in this diagram, you have to create a vertical line first. So this one is a side hexagon. So for this classwork, please create a side pentagon and corner pentagon, and also with that, please create a side hexagon and corner hexagon. So you have to draw four problems. Sorry, four diagrams. So the problem will be dictated later. So you have to draw this four diagram. Any doubts? Okay, so now I am moving on to the problem. Okay, so the problem is a pentagon problem. So for this pentagon problem, initially you have to create the pentagon. So that is why I'm saying that you need to know how to draw a pentagon with the exact dimension. Okay. So in this diagram, it is clearly mentioned that it is a pentagonal plate, a regular pentagonal plate. If a problem like this, so a plate is a plane. Okay, ஒரு plate எப்படி இருக்கும் அதுக்கு thickness, it is a negligible thickness. It is having a negligible thickness. That means it is a plane. So a pentagonal plane. Okay, with a side value of 28 mm. So that means you have to create a pentagon with a side value of 28 mm. Okay, is placed with one side on HP. Okay, that means it is a side pentagon or base side pentagon. One side on HP, right? So I already told you the four methods. So side on HP and side on VP and corner on HP and corner on VP. So this problem is a side on HP problem. So you have to remember each and every word of this problem. Okay. Then you need to know another one more point, whether it is inclined one or not. So here it is inclined at 45 degree to HP and perpendicular to VP. So this problem is not a both inclined problem. So it is a single inclined problem. That means it is inclined at 45 degree to HP and perpendicular to VP. So in our previous four problems, we have discussed about inclined condition, okay? But it is a rectangular or square diagram. So if it is a rectangular or square diagram, you don't have to create different diagrams. You can directly create a front view and top view. But in these kind of planes, that means for a pentagonal plane, you can't create a front view on top view directly. So for this, you need another two more diagrams. Okay. So initially you have to create a straight pentagonal plane. So after that, you can incline that plane with the required angle. Okay. So now I have dictated all the required points in this problem. Do you have any doubts? Okay. So initially you can create a reference line with the name of X and Y. So after that you can name that planes with VP and HP. So initially you have to create a pentagon. So in this pentagon, so it is clearly mentioned that one side on HP. So one side on HP. So for this, you have to look at the previous four methods. Okay, a side on HP. Okay, a side on HP. A side on, please look at this diagram. A base side on HP. If you receive a command like this, you have to create a pentagonal profile as a top view. So the front view will be available exactly on the reference line. It is a straight line. Okay, so actually we have to draw this diagram. Okay, so same like that, a problem comes under this heading. So that you can see this word as side on VP. If you receive a command like this, you have to create a pentagonal profile exactly as a front view. So for this problem, you have to create a pentagon at the top view side. So this is not our exact top view. So we have to create an inclined top view. Okay. So, and also with it is a side pentagon. So the left side of this diagram should be a edge. Okay. So you can't create a pentagon like this. So you should not create a pentagon like this. So if you are creating a diagram like this, the total problem will be marked as 0. You will not get a single mark. So this is the correct procedure for this problem. So this one is the wrong procedure. Okay. So you have to create a pentagon like this, and also the left side should be a edge. Okay. So the side value of this pentagon is 28 mm. So you'll be getting 5 points. So you can name these 5 points as A, B, C, D, and E, because in this problem they didn't mention the name. So you can choose your name, whatever may be the name. Okay. So you can create a pentagon of A, B, C, D, E. Okay. So now you have to create a front view. That means you are looking this diagram from this direction. Okay. So you're looking this diagram from this direction. So you can project the two extreme corners. So the extreme corner is one is E and another one is C. So you can project these two extreme corners towards the reference line. Okay. So next you can create a horizontal line in between these two corners. So this one, we're creating a horizontal line like this. So this one will be called it as front view of this diagram. Okay. So you'll be getting 3 corners. So one is this, and another one is this, and the third one is this. So you'll be getting 3 corners. That means in front view you can able to see only 3 corners for a pentagon. So you can't able to see the 5 corners. Okay, so you're looking from this direction. So what is the name of these 3 corners? So what is the name of this point? So please someone tell me the answer for this. What is the notation for the particular point?
A of E.
A of E. So it is a front view. So we have to mark it as A dash of E, E dash. Okay. So the notation of this point is A dash of E dash. So what is the name of this point?
B dash of D dash.
B dash of D dash. Okay. And what will be the notation of this point? It will be
C dash.
C dash. Okay. So now we have created a top view and front view, but this diagram is not a required top view and front view, because we have to create a diagram with the inclined angle of 45 degree to the HP. Okay. So now we are going to create a required front view and top view. So here you should follow this condition. The condition is inclined at 45 degree to HP and perpendicular to VP. Okay. So the distance between these two points can be measured with a scale, or else you can use your compass. Okay. So this particular distance is not available in our problem, because you can't able to measure the distance. It will vary for each and every dimension. So you will be getting only the side value. So depends upon the side value. This particular value will vary for each and every pentagon. Okay. So next you can create a inclined line. Okay. So the problem is 45 degree to the HP. So you can create a inclined line. So the notations are A dash of E dash, B dash of D dash, and C dash. Okay. So you can create a inclined line with an angle of 45 degree to the HP. If it is 45 degree to VP, you can create a inclined plane towards VP. So here I am creating an inclined line towards HP. So okay, so this value is equal to this value. So you can take your compass, that means you can create an inclined line with an angle of 45 degree. So you can measure these two distance. Okay, you can measure this distance. You can use your compass, so you can place your compass exactly at this place. So you can create an arc like this. So this will be the end point of this line. Okay, so if we need this center point, you can measure the distance between the starting point towards this center point with your compass. You can create another one more arc like this. So you will be getting the middle point. So it is not a middle point, it will be approximately nearer to the middle point. Okay, so next you can name this line. So you have already created a dash of e dash and b dash of d dash and c dash. So you can create a name as a1 dash of v1 dash. Sorry, it's not shown like this. So you can name this notation as a1 dash of v1 dash and b1 dash of d1 dash, and finally it is c1 dash. Okay, is it clear? Any doubts? Okay, so next you can project these these 3 points towards top view. That means you can project a1 dash or v1 dash towards top view, and also you can project b1 dash and d1 dash towards top view, and also you can project c1 dash towards top view. So you can create a 3 vertical lines from the 3 points. Okay, so and one other important matter, that is you are not creating an exact vertical line, and also you are not creating an exact horizontal line. So in your tutorial and classwork problems, I have noted that this reference line, for example, this reference line, so why we are calling it as a reference line? So based on this line, you have to create all your diagrams. So this is our reference line. That means if you want to create a vertical line, so the angle between the reference line towards this vertical line should be 90 degree. So if we are creating a horizontal line, so it should be parallel towards this reference line. So it should be parallel towards this reference line. So if you are creating a line like this one will not be considered as a horizontal line because it is an inclined line. If you are considering with the reference line, it will be called as inclined line because you are having somewhat angle. So if you are creating a vertical line, so it should not be like this. So this one is not a vertical line. So it should have a exact 90-degree angle. ஸோ இதில் நிறைய பேர் கான்சன்ட்ரேட் பண்ணுறதே இல்லை. இது ரொம்ப ரொம்ப முக்கியம். இப்போ அது பண்ணிங்கன்னா தான் ஆன்சர் கரெக்டாக வரும். ஸோ இன் ப்ரொஜெக்ஷன் ஆஃப் லைன்ஸ் ஐ ஆல்ரெடி டோல் யூ த செக்கிங் ப்ரொசீஜர். ஸோ த ஸ்டார்டிங் பாயிண்ட் அண்ட் த எண்டிங் பாயிண்ட் ஆஃப் த ஃப்ரண்ட் வியூ அண்ட் டாப் வியூ ஷுட் பி மீட் இன் அ வெர்டிக்கல் லைன். ஸோ நிறைய பேருக்கு அது மீட் ஆகலை. அதுக்கான ரீசன் இதுதான். If you are not following the proper method, you will not get the correct answer. Okay, so coming to the problem, I told you to project 3 vertical lines from the 3 points. Okay, so next you can project you have already created on top view, right? You have already created a top view with a corner of 5 names. So you can project each and every corner towards this vertical line. That means you can project this B towards this vertical line. You can project this A towards this vertical line. You can project this point C. You can project this point E, and also you can project the point D. Okay, so like this. So if you're projecting like this, point A1 dash and A will meet at the exact place like this. The projection line from the point A1 dash and also the projection of line from the point A will meet at a place. So this point will be called as A1. and a projection from the point E1 dash and also the projection from the point E will meet at a place. So you can call that point as E1. Similar to that, if you are projecting a point D towards a projection from the point D1 dash, so this particular point will be called as D1. And also with that, you have to project a point B towards a point B1 dash. So you will be getting a corner like this. So this corner will be called as B1. And also with that, you can project the point C towards the projection from the point C1 dash. So you will be getting a point like this. So this one can be called as C1. Okay. So now you got all the 5 points. So you can connect these points. That means you can connect A1, B1 and also B1, C1, C1, D1 and D1, E1, finally E1, A1. So if you are connecting these 5 points, you will be get the inclined top view. Because we have already created an inclined line, inclined front view. So if you are creating a top view from the inclined front view, you will be get a inclined top view. So this is our exact problem. So this is not the exact problem. So this is the exact top view of this particular problem. Okay. ஸோ ஒரு சிங்கிள் இன்க்ளைன் கண்டிஷன் வந்தாலுமே நீ கம்பல்சரி 4 டயக்ராம் கிரியேட் பண்ணணும். A single inclined condition. For a single inclined condition, you have to create 4 diagrams. That means 2 front views and 2 top views. So if a problem like both inclined condition, you have to create 6 diagrams. That means 3 front views and also 3 top views. Is it clear? Any doubts? So this one is our final diagram. Okay. So this is our final diagram. So do you have any doubts? Okay, na? So please include this diagram for our today's classwork. Okay, you have to draw this diagram. Is it clear? So already 4 diagrams கொடுத்துருக்கேன். ஒன்று வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா பென்டகனை சைட் மெத்தட் கார்னர் மெத்தடில் ட்ரா பண்ணணும். அதே மாதிரி ஹெக்ஸகனை சைட் மெத்தட் கார்னர் மெத்தடில் ட்ரா பண்ணணும். And the 5th homework is this problem. Okay. Definition. So a change of position method. So hereafter we are going to use a change of position method. So this is actually a change of position method. So ஒரு பென்டகன் இன்க்ளைண்டாக இல்லாமல் இருந்துச்சுன்னா இதுதான் நம்மளோட ஃப்ரண்ட் வியூ, இதுதான் நம்மளோட டாப் வியூ. பென்டகன் இன்க்ளைண்டாக இல்லாமல் இருந்தால், if it is inclined, then this will be our top view, and sorry, this one will be our front view, and this one will be our top view. So this method will be called as change of position method. So you can read the definition. Orthographic projection of a plane surface inclined to one reference plane are drawn by changing the position of the plane surface from simple position to the required position. So this one is our simple position. So this one is our required position. Okay. So if we are creating a diagram based on this method, then we can call this method as a change of position method. Okay. So these diagrams, for example, you can look at the 3rd and 4th column. So this one is also inclined to any one reference plane, but this one will not be considered called as change of position method because we are not creating a normal front view and normal top view. So we are creating the inclined front view and also we are creating the inclined top view. Okay, so this one is not a change of position method. So நீங்கள் கம்பல்சரி உங்களோட சிலபஸில் சேஞ்ச் ஆஃப் பொசிஷன் மெத்தட் தான் இருக்குது. So inclined to any one plane வந்துட்டாலே compulsorily you have to use change of position method. That means this method. Clear? So next, a problem based on rectangular plate. So we have already created a rectangular plate for a single incline method, but this one will be different because we are going to use the change of position method. Okay, so we are having another 9 minutes, so I will try to complete this problem. So if I completed, you can take a classwork of this problem too. Okay, a thin rectangular plate, that means a rectangular plane, okay, of side value is 50 mm into 25 mm. That means the length of the rectangular plate is 50 mm and the breadth is 25 mm. So has its shorter side in the HP. So you have to note this word. For a rectangular plate, it is having two shorter sides and it is having two longer sides. Okay, so you should draw the diagram, particularly the shorter side in the HP. And also, it is inclined at an angle of 30 degree to the VP. So in our previous problem, we have created an inclined towards HP. So now we have to create an inclined angle towards VP. Okay, and project project its front view when its top view is a perfect square of 25 mm. That means if you are looking at a rectangular plate in an inclined position, the top view will look like a square and the side value of the particular square is 25 mm. ஒரு ரெக்டாங்குலர் பிளேட்டை நீ இன்க்ளைண்டாக வைக்கிற அப்போ அதை டாப் வியூ பார்க்கும்போது அந்த டாப் வியூ ஸ்கொயராக தெரியுது. So you have to create a diagram based on this. So for this, you can create a reference line, the name of x and y, and also you can name the planes VP and HP. Okay, so initially you have to create the rectangular plate. Okay, so where we can create the rectangular plate, whether in the front view position or in the top view position. So based upon the diagram, please tell me the answer for this. நம்ம ரெக்டாங்கிள் மேலே வரையணுமா இல்லை கீழே வரையணுமா? So it is a different kind of problem. So in our previous conditions, we knows that if they mention like a side on HP, we will be creating the plane in the top view. If it is mentioned as a side on VP, we will be creating the plane as a front view. So here they didn't mention about that. Okay, so you can so அதிலே மென்ஷன் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க பாரு, a shorter side in HP. So mention பண்ணியிருக்காங்களே. So now tell me the answer for this. If it is shorter side in HP, ரெக்டாங்கிள் எங்கே கிரியேட் பண்ணலாம்? மேலே பண்ணலாமா இல்லை கீழே கிரியேட் பண்ணலாமா? ஆனால் குயிக்காக சொல்லுங்கப்பா. கீழே தான் கம்பல்சரி. ரெக்டாங்கிள் கீழே தான் கிரியேட் பண்ணணும், மேலே பண்ணிடாதீங்க. ஸோ நீ மேலே கிரியேட் பண்ண அப்படின்னா the entire problem will be marked as 0. நீ கரெக்டாக வந்து ஆங்கிள் ஃபாலோ பண்ணி கரெக்டாக டைமென்ஷன் ஃபாலோ பண்ணி எல்லாமே ப்ராப்பராக பண்ணியிருந்தாலுமே இந்த ரெக்டாங்கிளை கீழே ட்ரா பண்ணாமல் மேலே ட்ரா பண்ணியிருந்த அப்படின்னா அந்த ஆன்சருக்கு 0 தான் கொடுப்பாங்க. பிகாஸ் நீ வந்து ஃபஸ்ட்டு பாயிண்டே நீ என்ன பண்ணலை, ஒபே பண்ணலை. ஃபஸ்ட் கண்டிஷனே நீ ஒபே பண்ணலை. ஸோ அதனால டோட்டல் டயக்ராம் வில் பி மார்க்ட் as 0. Okay, so you have to create a rectangle. So we can create a rectangle like this and also we can create a rectangle like this. இது ரெண்டுமே பண்ணலாம். ஏன் நம்ம இந்த மெத்தடை ஃபாலோ பண்ணுறோம், ஏன் இதை ஃபாலோ பண்ணலை? நம்ம ரெண்டு டைப்லேயே பண்ணலாம்ப்பா. நான் வந்து ஃபர்ஸ்ட்டாக வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ரெக்டாங்கிளை ஹாரிசாண்டல் பொசிஷனில் ட்ரா பண்ணியிருக்கேன். ஸோ வெர்டிக்கல் பொசிஷனில் பண்ணலை. ஸோ திஸ் ஒன் இஸ் அ ஹாரிசாண்டல் பொசிஷன் அண்ட் திஸ் ஒன் இஸ் அ வெர்டிக்கல் பொசிஷன். ஸோ ஏன் இந்த மெத்தடை நான் பண்ணாமல் இந்த மெத்தடில் பண்ணியிருக்கேன்? That is also available in the problem. So look at the same word, shorter side in the HP. So they have clearly mentioned that shorter side in the HP. That means you have to create the shorter side exactly of the left side of this diagram. So if we are creating a diagram like this one will be our longer side, right? So that you should not draw this like this. So you have to create a diagram like this. Okay. So you have to create a shorter side exactly at the left side. Okay, it is available in the problem condition. So this is our top view, but this one is not our uh, inclined top view. So this one is a normal method. So you can create a rectangle of 25 mm breadth and also 50 mm length. So you can project, sorry, you can create 4 names. So one is A, B, C, D. Okay. So now you can project the 2 extreme corners towards the reference line. Okay. So you can create a horizontal line between these 2 corners. Okay. And also you can name the point as D dash C dash and A dash B dash. Okay. So next you can create a inclined front view. For creating that, you should know the angle, because here we have an angle towards the VP. So we are not having the angle towards HP. At the same time, they didn't mention that it is perpendicular to HP. So in our previous problem, I have clearly mentioned that it is inclined at 45 degree to HP and perpendicular to VP. So we have the condition for both the planes. Okay. So perpendicular to VP ன்னு சொன்னதுனால நம்ம ரெண்டு டயக்ராமோட முடிச்சிட்டோம். But in this problem, they didn't mention about the HP condition. They only said about a shorter side in the HP. Whether it is perpendicular or inclined, that is not available in this problem. So you can look at the condition. So the condition is project its front view when its top view is perfect square. That means if you want to look at the top view as perfect square, you have to create a inclined plane. That means it is also inclined to HP, but we don't know the angle of the inclined position. So you can project point B and A towards the right side. Okay, so you can project like this. So what is the value of these two projections? What is the distance of these two projections? So that is 25 mm. And also with that, if we are creating an inclined front view, then only you can able to see the top view as a perfect square. That means we create an inclined front view, then only you can able to see the top view as a perfect square. Okay, so now you can create a square like this because we are seeing the top view as a perfect square. Okay, so you can create a square like this with a value of 25 mm. So now you can create another 4 names. That means you can create the corner as A1, B1, C1 and D1. Okay, like this. So now you can project these two corners. That means point C1 and also point B1 towards front view. Okay. So now you have to create the inclined front view. So you know the length of the inclined front view. So the front view length is this. That means the length is 50 mm. So you can project this B1 towards the reference line because they have clearly said that a shorter side in the HP. So if you are creating an inclined front view, you have to remember this condition also. That means you have to place either the shorter side. That means ஒன்னா நீ C1 வந்து இது வரைக்கும் ப்ரொஜெக்ட் பண்ணிட்டு B1 மேலே வரைக்கும் கொண்டு போகலாம். அப்படி இல்லை அப்படின்னா C1 மேலே வரைக்கும் கொண்டு போயிட்டு B1 இது வரைக்கும் ப்ரொஜெக்ட் பண்ணலாம். So now you can use your compass with this value. The value is 50 mm. Okay, in the line order length. So the length of this line is 50 mm. You can take your compass. You can place the needle of your compass exactly at B1 dash. Okay, So you can create an arc. So the arc should be touches the vertical line. Okay. So if it touches the vertical line, you will get another point. So you can connect these 2 points with the inclined line. Actually, we don't know the angle. So this angle is not available in this problem. So you can note down this angle. So the angle is theta. Okay. So you can name this notation as A dash and B dash and D dash and C dash. So if you are looking from this direction, you can able to see this point A1 and also you can able to see the point D1. You can't able to see this D1 point and also C1 point. So you can mention as A1 dash, B1 dash and D1 dash of C1 dash. Okay, is it clear? Any doubts? Okay, Gana. So the problem is solve pannu. The problem is not completed yet. Okay, because we didn't follow this condition. So far now, we didn't follow this condition. That means you have to create another one more top view and also another one more front view, because it is a both inclined condition problem. Both inclined condition, ஆனா அந்த both inclined condition different கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. இந்த ஒரு வேர்ட்ல different கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. So you have to create another one more front view and also another one more top view. Okay. So the problem is not finished yet. I will complete this problem in our next class. So you can take this problem as a classwork. You can complete up to this. So please provide some more space exactly at this place and also this place. Okay. So you will have 2 more days time. So you have to complete the 4 diagrams and also you have to complete this problem and also the previous problem. Okay, Gana? Any doubts? Do you have any doubts? Roll number 20.
Yes, sir.
The recording உங்களோட டிரைவில் தான் சேவ் ஆகுமா? அதை சேஞ்ச் பண்ணி விட்டுருங்க.
Okay, sir.